sauce. It's a morning. You can put it in the lasagna tin, make it thick or thin, and do it your way. When you make bechamel and you add cheese as well, it's a morning.
You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
Good evening, you're listening to Rebecca Bowen, and before we begin tonight's show, I'd like to touch on the Good Food Guide, as the voting polls are open for the best local restaurant. And you can be within a chance to win £250 in vouchers for any restaurant that's featured in the Good Food Guide. Nominations close at 11:59pm on Thursday the 16th of April. The best local restaurant will generally meet the following criteria: independently run, owned by the chef or a hands-on proprietor, offer regularly changing seasonal menus at affordable prices, demonstrate strong relationships with local suppliers, you all tick that box, be rooted in the local community, offer at least 2 dinner services a week, give customers a genuine warm welcome. Restaurants do not need to already be featured in the Good Food Guide to take part. I always urge people to support your local restaurants, get voting for yours. Now, the food guides, like Michelin, emphasize value for money, good quality at a reasonable price. Restaurants must offer a high quality 3-course meal within a specific local maximum price threshold, around £30 to £35 in the UK. Now, the Kerfield Arms in London has recently been awarded a Michelin star, and wait for it, they offer a £12 lunch or £15 including a drink. Who's with me in trying it out? Along with Paul Ainsworth Padstow Restaurant number 6, offering 3 courses for £45. Steal of a deal, although we may leave starving. We have to experience a Michelin star at least once in our lifetime. And last but not least, shout out to Thomas by Tom Simmons, Welly Wednesdays, £10 for the beloved beef Wellington, who's treating me. And Hiraeth with their tight arse Tuesday deals, 20% off the entire bill. Not just the food bill, the entire bill. Not forgetting Sonder with their new sexy little desserts. The Hare and Hounds in Aberthin, and of course Mora. Support your local always. Now on to the show. I have Esther and Ryan of La Bocata, based in my hometown of Merthyr Tydfil, once considered the capital of Wales, I'll have you know. And if you're a fan of a really good sandwich, you might already know about La Bocata, as people travel far and wide for their fix. They've brought a Spanish flavour to the town and their take on a Spanish bocadillo. Welcome to the show, both.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to give shout-outs to family and friends listening in?
Yes, I'll give a shout to our children, Francesca and Jessie, and obviously our family members, and also our customers who are tuning in to hear us today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, yeah.
We've got a bestie in common, that's Emma Jones.
Yes, we do.
Yes, beautiful. Once considered that, well, she is considered the most pretty girl in Merthyr.
Oh,
So-
she's absolutely beautiful. And like I say, Gracie, her daughter, is best friends with ours. So,
Oh, lush.
yeah, I know Emma really well.
Let's crack on with the questions. How did La Bocata start, and what inspired the idea for the shop, and have you always worked in hospitality?
So basically, well, I grew up in Spain from the age of 10 to 23.
Oh wow, you know your stuff.
So pretty much know on my stuff. I think I do anyway. I'm always so different from the wife. But yeah, I think growing up in Spain, having all these wonderful flavours and, you know, inspiration around food, you know, growing up with that, it was remarkable. So when I moved back from Spain, both myself and my wife, we always fancied having, you know, a Spanish bistro or something Spanish, and yeah,
It was a dream of a deli that you always wanted to have.
yes, I would say something along those lines.
And have you always worked in hospitality out in Spain?
So when I was younger, my earlier days, I worked in bars and restaurants, and always watching the chefs. I was asked to prepare,
Wow.
you know, certain starters and certain courses, and
Nice.
you know, I think you watch and learn and taste as well. which I did plenty of that.
Lucky you.
Yeah, like Ryan said, you know, we came together with a love for Spain and all things Spanish, and we always dreamt that one day we would have a something Spanish, you know, be it a deli or whatever, and then the sort of Spanish sandwich idea just developed really over a very short space of time. Ryan was made redundant in May, and you know, we were searching for jobs for him all the time. Nothing was coming up, and we just decided to throw caution to the wind really, and we went to the Mumbles one day and we found a little converted horse box selling coffees and cakes, and
Beautiful.
the ideas started to tick. And then, luckily, a friend of ours said, you know, he had a vape shop where La Bocata is. It was formerly a vape shop. He said, "Oh, I'm leaving." He said, "So could this be something where you could have your little idea?" And then we found out that the owner of that shop was a friend of ours.
Oh.
So it all seemed to fall into place. And then with the Spanish thing, we just thought Merthyr doesn't offer us, you know, not a Spanish influenced shop like we wanted.
No, there's lots of kind of, you know, baguette shops and everyone doing the same thing. So I think we thought
got your
outside the
niche.
box, didn't we? And
We
thought,
tried to, yeah.
you know, what could work well in Merthyr, and you know, it all came about. And I think we worked very hard on the menu, and you know, tried and tested lots of different flavours until I couldn't look at sandwiches anymore.
We were so sick of seeing sandwiches.
It was, but again, you know, I believe we created something unique to the area, and you know, people come far afield.
They do.
Which is fantastic.
And with your expertise as well, of living there for so long and working in the hospitality sector, you know about the flavours, you know about what makes a great bocadillo.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, even when I'm lying in bed, my mind is ticking over of, you know, what's next, you know, what flavours can I, you know, bring forward, and you know, we've tested great sandwiches, and certain sandwiches haven't worked, but you know, we're always looking for the next level, I would say, Rebecca.
Yeah.
And you're no stranger to business owners because you've been running an Airbnb since the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah, which is growing great for you. What's the name of that?
Yeah, so that's called La Cantera, and that's a converted garage in our home. And I guess with the La Bocata, we wanted to keep a little La theme going on.
Yeah.
Whether we had secretly had visions of having like lots of La's all over Merthyr. But yeah, we really wanted to keep the Spanish theme, and so when we decorated La Bocata, we kept it with the same colour schemes as La Cantera, and we sort of just hoped they would gel. And now we offer our Airbnb guests La Bocata sandwiches. They can arrive
lovely.
to them in the fridge. And yes, it's worked quite well for us really, and the Airbnb has won us, you know, awards, and we've worked
it's
really hard
beautiful.
at it. So yeah,
We've made the top 10% of UK homes. We've, you know, guest favourites. We've been super hosts for many years now, and it's pretty much running itself. So we thought, you know, we'll step on to the next business venture, and yeah, we've
Smashing life. I'm amazed to hear it's a convert of your garage because I've looked at it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we it literally was a garage that was full of nothing but rubbish, and we just stripped it all out and then hired a builder, and sort of 10 months later La Cantera was born really.
I think we come up with that drunk, didn't we, through COVID?
Yeah.
We were
Best
sat
ideas.
looking at our spectacular views after a drink and thought this could make something very unique.
In the posh part of town, Heel Gerrig's a lovely part of town.
So people
we're
say.
very hidden mind. We're right at the top, which can
nice.
be a nightmare.
Great view from up there.
Yeah, the views are what we're lucky. We look right onto the Merthyr Valley. Views of Penavon and Cyfarthfa Castle are
nice.
you know, easy to see. So the actual bed of the Airbnb faces out into the view. So
Yeah, people come from all over, don't we? From as
Yeah.
far as, you know, Newcastle, from you know, Plymouth, Southampton, and even Devon, Cornwall. So
yeah.
I
It's
think
the
our first
perfect location.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's served us well. We're really grateful for it. But I've never worked in hospitality ever. But you know, I knew from when I first met Ryan, he used to like, I don't know, some nights in the garden he'd make fish in milk on the chimenea with my daughter Francesca when she was very little. And we, you know, you always used to make like Spanish stuff.
Yeah, Spanish tortilla and you know, patatas bravas and you know many different dishes which we even have now as a family. Don't we have Spanish nights or Spanish themed nights, should I say?
Yeah.
Truly authentic as well.
Yeah.
Because you know the stuff, because you've been there, done it and seen it.
Well, that's
all the
it.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, Merthyr being the perfect location, it's 20 minutes from the city, it's 20 minutes from the seaside, 20 minutes from Brecon. It's just the perfect location to travel. So you're onto a winner there.
Yeah, and we're lucky where we are now with La Bocata because we've got the good footfall there, you know. We've got, it's close to the fire station.
Yes.
It's on a car wash. We've got Merthyr College as well.
We've got the health practitioners.
So we're in a good little place there, you know, and we've sort of worked hard to get it out there, and we're trying all of the time, but it seems to be reaching quite a wide audience now, you know. So
I think visually, you know, when you in all directions when you're driving past it or coming down the hill, you know, it's in front of you. It's you can't not see it. I think the only problem that we've got there is the parking. But we have managed to have a word with Georgetown Boys and Girls Club, where we've spoken to Ray, who manages it, runs the place, and he's given us permission for our customers to stay there short term whilst they're
That's a win-win situation.
Yeah,
it's literally across the road, isn't it?
So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. But yeah, and you know, this is a great opportunity for us to let people know that, because they come in and they're worried about parking on the yellow lines and things. So, you know, again, it's a little bit difficult to get every message out there, you know. So
of course it is.
The parking is a major one. So there is parking for our customers as well.
Fantastic. And you're offering something so unique, everybody wants in.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We do hope so.
Amazing.
You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
Oh, the beautiful song Myfanwy by the Dowlas Male Voice Choir, written by Joseph Parry, also Merthyr Bowen. We are sticking with the Merthyr theme tonight, and I would like to shout out Esther's mother, Val. She was my agent once upon a time. She's given it up now, isn't she?
She gave it up many years ago now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she had like a cancer diagnosis in her early 50s. And the minute the diagnosis came in, she left the business behind. My father begged me to take it over, but I wasn't interested at all. No. But she loves talking about it, and I know that she'll be so excited to remember you, Rebecca. I know she will.
She's a beautiful lady.
Thank
inside you. And out, a real good spirit. She was always glamorous, always great hair, beautiful lady. So sending love to my old agent Val there. What do you think makes a perfect sandwich?
Definitely the bread.
It is, isn't it?
100%. I mean, we get our bread delivered freshly every day from a bakery in Newport. And I think, you know, the ingredients, you know, we try to import as much local produce as well as, you know, you've got to stick to Spanish certain ingredients. You know, the chorizo has to be Spanish. So we import a lot from Spain, Rebecca. But definitely the bread. 100%. The bread, the ingredients and the sauces.
We took lots of time as well. I say Ryan spent ages, like we bought this little bread, well I say little, it's actually industrial, like a bread cutting machine, and he was like, we got to get it this particular thickness, this particular size. So spent ages like taking off certain parts and adjusting the thickness so that we got like a bigger slice out of the loaf, you know. So we took ages doing that, but I think as well, like I think the hands that make the sandwich are really important as well. I think like Ryan and I think we put a lot of love into our sandwiches, and we just love serving people genuinely. We love it when people come in, and so I think if you feel passionate and happy, you know, that you're doing that, then I think, you know, your hands are really important, and they just show the love that goes into them. I know that sounds really corny.
No, it's true.
But it is, and, you know, it's true for us, you know, and people do give us good feedback about the customer service we offer. You know, it's always friendly, always, you know, happy and to help, and
We like to get to know the people as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, if someone does generally walk in, you know, we all greet them by their name. We'll know, you know, how's the family, how's the wife, how's
That's
the
nice.
kids. You know, generally, you know, if they come in with their little ones, I give them a little lolly and, you know, get to know them, because you never know, in the future they will say, you know,
Absolutely,
where do you want to go? And hopefully they say La Bocata, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're very personable, and, you know, I think lots of people do like that. I mean, yeah, you get people coming who just want to, you know, grab and go. They just want to be in and out. But then, you know, I think it's a lonely world out there. And we have a little old lady who comes in, doesn't she?
yeah, Karen,
Um,
yeah, she comes in every day and buys something for her sister. They
Every
live,
day?
yeah, nearly every day, and, you know, she'll have like a sandwich or a pasty or whatever, and yeah, we've got to know her really well.
She generally,
and-
you know, comes in for a chat, doesn't she? And, you know, she went on holiday, so we ask how her holiday went. So, yeah, it's, you know, that's just us as people. We're very approachable, and, you know,
You deliver great customer service. You're a perfectionist with
It's
your
gotta be,
bread. It's got to
gotta
be a
be.
perfect
Yes,
size.
yeah. The
Yeah.
bread does have to be perfect, and we always worry if it's anything short of perfect.
yeah, I would
don't
say
we?
so.
Yeah.
And you said you were listening to the show with Corrado the other day, because
Yes.
Ultra Comida, 95% of their produce is imported, and you can actually purchase from them. So instead of importing yourself, you can purchase from those guys.
Oh,
'cause
there
it's,
we go.
It's authentic, so you might want to have a look at those.
Yeah,
we were
definitely.
in bed when we were
Yeah.
listening just
Yeah.
before we came to see
Yeah.
kind of similar people to ourselves.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
their food looks absolutely amazing. I think, you know, we'll definitely have to go.
Authentic.
It's lovely as well. Sometimes you get the odd Spanish person come in.
Yeah.
In our first week, I think we had a workout. He was working opposite, and he came in, and Ryan, they were talking in Spanish, and it's just lovely because
Ooh,
it just
you
brings.
Hablo español.
See?
Ah, come on. Do you
Yeah.
speak it as well?
No, unfortunately, I
Oh.
don't speak it, but Ryan speaks it fluently.
And well, your children speak Welsh.
Yeah.
Do you speak Welsh?
and no, I speak German of all.
Wow, okay, go on.
Oh, he can't.
German,
Deutsch.
Spanish and
Yeah,
Welsh
yeah.
family. Go for it.
I'm German.
Yeah, but Francesca's learning Spanish in school.
Beautiful.
She won't let me help her mind. She's
No.
very stubborn in that way.
But yeah, Ryan speaks fluent Spanish, and yeah, sometimes people come in and they crack on and have a little chat, and it's just lovely.
Yeah.
It just really, like, you at that moment you're thinking, please, people come in so they can.
You're doing
they
something
can-
right
they
when you've
can
got
hear,
Spanish people
you know.
wanting what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't frown at it and say, this isn't the stuff, you know. They want
Yeah.
what you've got. So
Yeah.
Well,
they
well
tick the
a lady
box.
came in the other day and she was asking, you know, the ingredients, where they came from, and she was trying to kind of find out, I would say, if they were from her region. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
lovely.
little subtle things as well, like, you know, just the way Ryan will pronounce the Valencia instead of Valencia.
Yes.
Not that we're saying that's wrong or anything. It's just lovely to hear
It is.
that sort of Spanish,
Yeah, of course
you
it
know.
is, yeah.
So it definitely adds to the shop, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
What ingredient do people underestimate but actually makes a huge difference?
Oh, go on, Esther, I'll let you do this one.
Oh, well, I think it's the sauces we use, really. Well, we make, Ryan makes, I should say. The La Bocata tomato that we use is a recipe for a sort of...
You traditionally have it as breakfast on toast.
You make it from scratch, do you?
Make it
Yeah.
from scratch. The blue cheese sauce.
We make,
Yummy.
Ryan makes the blue cheese sauce, and he also makes our garlic aioli as well.
Lovely.
Which they all feature in, like, the Philly, the Italian, the Barcelona, and they've been really successful for us. And some people come in and ask us if we just sell them a bottle of the garlic aioli.
Oh, no then. Dragon's Den for you guys.
Oh, it's proper stuff. I mean, it keeps the vampires away. It's so, you know, I always say, you know, I hope you're not kissing tonight, because
Yeah,
It
but
is
they
very
just,
garlicky.
people, they're so kind. They just love it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, can we have some of the garlic aioli on your patatas bravas? So, yeah, they do, and it's all Ryan. Ryan makes it all, you know.
yeah, we
so.
try and make as much as we possibly can. I mean, even the coleslaw and things like that. It's when we can, you know, it's fresh. It's you know, I think that it brings the taste out more. But yeah,
he makes the coronation chicken as well for the royal that we one of our sandwiches. So I think definitely the ingredient that surprises the most is definitely your like homemade.
You don't compromise on
No.
flavour at all. You give the best.
Yeah.
It's got to be. As I said, you know, if we've gone this far with, you know, trying to
business,
provide,
yeah.
you know, the best for our customers, it has to be the best produce and the best taste for our customers. So yeah, sauce is good,
Yeah.
good shout.
Amazing. Which sandwich on your menu surprises people the most?
Yeah, the Madrid. I think the Madrid, because people don't associate in the UK, I don't think, as much as they do in Spain, calamari in a sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they probably look at it and think it seems a little bit strange.
I think people think the calamari that we serve is, you know, the calamari rings. It's very rubbery, you know, but it's chunks. It's meaty. It's coated lightly in bread and
Like a salt and pepper
salt
crumb.
and pepper crumb. We serve that with our homemade alioli, red onion. We squeeze fresh lemon juice on it, lettuce, and it, yeah, that's
It's delicious. But it's definitely our most underestimated sandwich. It doesn't get the attention it deserves, really.
well, you'll be the judge later on. We brought you one today, so
My brother will be so jealous. I have 2 sandwiches and I'm going to share them with my mother as well. So we will have those later. Thank you so much. Tell the listeners what I've got because they're going to be so jealous.
so we've actually brought the Madrid, the calamari sandwich,
Yummy.
and also one of our top sellers, which is the Philly, which is the homemade blue cheese sauce, caramelized onion, lettuce, and then sometimes I put a cheeky bit of cucumber relish in it, which
And
is
steak, you forget the main
obviously
ingredient.
steak, which is Black Angus steak, which is, you know, lovely marble. We thinly slice that down, we season it well, and we cook it in the oven. Actually, it comes out, you know, medium rare to medium well done, depending on the customer's choice.
That's very generous of you to bring those in. Thank you so much. And did you say cucumber relish? Did you say?
Yeah, it's something that I've been playing about with. We've also brought out a new sandwich last week, which was our Andalusia, which is basically meatballs in a marinara sauce. It comes with that cucumber relish, meatballs, chorizo, red onion, lettuce. It's fabulous. So with that cucumber relish, it works so well also in the Philly.
You know your stuff, don't you?
Oh, I love my food. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
You've been very lucky to have a chef, like married to a chef. What's the most popular sandwich?
Well, that would be the Valencia, 100%. So it's been our most popular sandwich since the day we opened, and people just come back for it time and time and time again. So it's got chipotle and lime aioli with chicken breast, chorizo, smoked cheddar with paprika, and then spinach, tomato and cucumber. And it's been an unbelievable
It sounds incredible.
sandwich
I think
for us.
people find it hard to try other sandwiches.
When they
found the one they like,
Yeah,
you know.
They
like
come
that.
in, they order that, and then they come back next time and they're looking through the menu and they think, oh. And so you're trying to persuade them, like, oh, I'll have the Valencia again. I said, do you want to try something? No. You know, once I like something, I like it. So, you know,
Yeah.
since day dot, that has, well, I think we're quite happy that, you know, our top seller is a Spanish-inspired sandwich, which, yeah.
It helps us to like feel we've got the Spanish theme right, because I guess if perhaps the Murphy was the top selling sandwich, it wouldn't have quite the same, you know. It is supposed to be a Spanish sandwich shop, so we are really glad that the Spanish sandwich, one of them, is the top and has been now for 6 months.
You've got a sandwich called the Murphy.
Yeah.
What's in that? Come on.
I'm sure you can guess, Rebecca. Come on.
I don't want to say. Come on, what is it?
Oh, it's honey sriracha, It's a fiery honey sriracha.
Popcorn
Popcorn
chicken.
Oh, right, okay.
And then
And
it can,
cheese.
cheese, onion and tomato, isn't it?
Yeah.
And lettuce.
It does really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love it.
Yeah.
But
I think my younger
yeah.
brother, that's one of his favourites.
Yeah.
Quirky name, love
Yeah.
it. What's the busiest moment of the day in the shop?
Well, we're a bit slow on kind of the morning.
No breakfast sandwich?
No, that is something we're closely looking at the moment. We had a brekkie when we first opened. We were opening up at 7 o'clock in the morning to try and get all the busy worksmen going to work and
yeah.
families and everything. And I think people just like Greg's.
Okay.
They're going in getting the
Or the
coffee
traditional British
Yes.
rather than a Spanish?
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's something we're looking at. It was sausage. It was award-winning sausage, actually. It was smoked bacon,
Nice.
egg mayo, a
I like
lovely
a
tomato
tomato
relish.
Oh, sounds good.
We called it the brekkie.
Yeah.
But it just didn't.
It didn't work, but we are looking again to kind of put that up. But our busiest times, I would say, are anything from 11:15 to 2:30. Those are.
So it gives you nice time to prep before the
Yes.
madness.
It does 100%.
Just classic lunchtime rush, I
yeah,
suppose.
yeah,
You know, we will see like a massive.
Well, we got some things in a pipeline. I think we want to introduce like a Spanish breakfast, which is tostadas, which are kind of ham and cheese, kind of singular toasties.
Quesadilla, maybe? Is that
Well-
is that Mexican or Spanish?
I would say that's Mexican
Oh, right, okay.
more than anything. But yeah, I think early days. I would say with that, keep up to date on our social media pages, because as soon as there's any changes, anything new, anything fresh, obviously follow us and you'll see
You'll
anything
see
new
what's
that
going
we've got.
on, changing with the seasons, absolutely. Now, pineapple in sandwiches, genius or crime?
Well, it's been genius for us, Rebecca, to be honest, but we can't claim the glory for that one
Okay.
because it's on our menu, the Ben. But the Ben himself, bless him, he won. We launched a competition when we first opened, and we asked people to send us what their best favourite sandwich would be.
Great idea.
And we had lots of entries actually, and Ben's was the winner. And it's a pineapple chicken, pineapple habanero sauce. So it's like a pineapple-y, chickeny, cheesy, mayo-y sandwich, which does really, really very well. So for us, it's definitely genius because it's the Ben does. People love it. Yeah,
See,
they do.
I'm not a pineapple on pizza type of person. I think it should be left off, but I think there's lots of people who will disagree with
Yeah,
that.
there's some people love it, don't they?
It's
Yeah.
a
My
debate,
mother loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it does work really, really well. And I think we added an extra addition. We added the pineapple habanero, which gives it a little bit of a kick.
Oh, it sounds good.
I think with the cheese and the onion, it works very, very well.
You make it sound nice, I've got to be honest. I want to try it. I want to try everything.
We can
so
bring you
far.
another one.
We'll be in there, don't you worry.
You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
Hola, buenos días. ¿Qué tal? Estoy aprendiendo español.
Muy
Welcome
bien.
back to the gracias. Welcome back to the show. We are with La Bocata, Esther and Ryan. We're going to jump straight in. We've only got 20 minutes left and we're flying
It's flown
tonight. I'm
by.
loving it, I know. What's your opening hours? You've got a seating area. Would you consider a drinks license?
So again, our opening hours are Monday through to Saturday. We're open from 9 a.m. to 3:30. Seating arrangement, we have 3 benches outside, which cater for 6 people
Each.
each.
Oh, okay.
Then we have 2 inside tables, which have 3 seats,
Oh, nice.
and then we have a sofa.
Oh,
So we
It's
can.
cosy.
it's like friends.
Yeah, it is a bit like Friends. Yeah, the sofa is a bit like Friends.
It's definitely cozy in there. We always have, well, my wife loves country music, so there's always country playing in the background.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But no, definitely, we're actually, as we speak, looking into applying for an alcohol license, because when the sun's been out last week, although it's not out this week.
It's a little sun trap around the back
it
there.
is.
So it's really warm when the sun catches the benches. So we're thinking that some people would really love to have a Spanish-inspired alcoholic drink, maybe with their lunch or whatever. So
it's quite quirky because the outside seating area actually overlooks an active car wash.
Oh.
It's kind of like people watching, whereas it's kind of, you can watch whilst having your car valeted and washed, and it's very, very interesting. And it seems to be when the sun brings everyone out, but certainly people tend to sit a lot outside, and again they seem really relaxed, and I think just introducing something different. I mean, we're not going to be serving all the beverages under the sun, but I think, like some Tinto de Verano and, a few little dumpy bottles of beer and cider and,
Nice.
a few glasses of wine.
Maybe.
Not go too mad, because we, don't want people staggering out and then
No,
I'm having to
literally.
take control of them. But certainly,
Yeah.
we'll see what comes of that. But
Yeah.
Nice glass of wine with your sandwich there.
I think so.
I'll probably be joining him. Esther, come on, make a sandwich. I'm going for a pint.
How important is it for local independent food businesses to support each other?
Oh, we think it's just really, really important, and it's sort of opened our eyes just in 6 months' time, really, the last 6 months, of how hard it is to be an independent business in the food industry. The staffing costs are high, rent, business rates, food costs, everything is very difficult, and so. Yeah, we do actually think is really important, and actually beyond the food industry as well. We get some of our customers have their own businesses, perhaps in the hairdressing industry and other industries, and we always say they come to us, we'll go to them. So we do try to support local as well, and it's definitely really important, and we take our hats off to all those people out there who have done it for far longer than we have.
Supporting local businesses, I'm a strong believer of those businesses are also employing local people. So if somewhere closes, you're not just the owners are closing, it's they're letting the staff go, and it's a place for people to go. People who are feeling lonely. It's a wider picture than that, but we do feel very, very sorry, and even ourselves, in terms of the prices are of a cucumber, for example, is one price. Next week it's inflated.
I know.
And unfortunately, it's not just us, it's everybody. The general public are feeling the pinch. We try to keep our pricing as low as possible, but again, we have to
Make a living.
Make a living. I just thank all of our customers who continue to support us, and continue to love our sandwiches, and without them supporting local businesses and many others, we wouldn't be sitting here now, I don't think.
No, well, yeah, they're not mass produced. You offer a fresh quality, and it's beautiful. You've got authenticity about you because you've been there and done it in Spain for how many years again, since you were 10?
Well, since I was 10, so I spent
You
roughly
speak the
13
language?
years there, speak fluent Spanish.
Worked in the hospitality sector.
Worked in hospitality, and I spent, a lot of my career hairdressing as well.
What a difference. I've always been amazed at the way chefs are so resilient, great at problem solving and adaptability. I'd like to think if I was in the industry, I'd always have to have like a plan B in case of emergencies, but most chefs just wing it on a wire. How do you manage extreme challenges?
Well, I think, when we opened, the support from the local community was incredible. The first day we started, I think our first customer came in at 10, and we didn't look up until 3 o'clock. And we just made so many sandwiches, and I think we've come to learn that staffing is really important to cope with those extreme challenges. You need staff who are reliable, professional, and we'd love to give a shout out to our Caleb, who's been with us since perhaps 1 to 2 weeks, and has always been there for us, and has been brilliant. But definitely staffing, and then prep time, you know, getting in there, making sure everything you need is ready so that you haven't got to, you know, rush or, you know, just definitely prep. And then sometimes we do grab and goes, and so the fridge will be full of the most popular selling sandwiches, and that
Good
gives
idea.
us time to
Good
recover.
idea.
Because if people come in, Valencia, bang it out of the fridge, you know. So there's that way.
I think at the start, when we first started out, you know, like everything, it's a learning curve. You know, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just kind of going with the flow, and you know, I think
We didn't expect it, did we?
we didn't expect it to be as busy as we were, and I think I always go back to the first day that we opened, and you know, we were busy flat out from 10 to 3, and we were looking at each other and just thinking of, wow, you know, is this going to be our lives? And I think at this point, I think either me or Esther were in tears nearly, and we had a bit of an icebreaker, didn't we? I had a massive bottle of sauce that I was topping up, and it slipped out my hands, and as it slipped out my hands, I looked down and it just splattered all over my face, and I
Went
was
everywhere.
covered in this sauce, and I just thought, we looked at each other and we just laughed and just thought,
That's
You
it.
have
yeah,
to, yeah.
that's it.
We needed an ice-breaking moment, I suppose. But yeah, and I think Ryan thrives on the pressure as well. I think the more people coming in, him and Caleb work very well together under pressure. They sort of love the buzz of it all.
Yeah.
No, it's not for everyone. It certainly wouldn't be for me. But Ryan and Caleb work really well under
Thrive on
the
it.
pressure. But it's definitely just prep and
Yeah, I think we just get on with it. You know, there's dealing with pressure, and there's just working through it. And you know, at the end of the day, I don't think we want to disappoint anyone. And you know, we again early on, when we first started out, there was times that we'd run out of bread. There was times where we had to close the shutters down midday because
You sold out really quickly.
well, that all
That's a
we were
good
so
problem to
backed up
have.
with orders.
Yeah.
We
Very
just
grateful.
sorry, we can't serve more. So we've learnt to deal with pressure, and we've coped very, very well with that. And you know, it's onwards and upwards at the moment. Just trying to, you know, get things out quicker, and not just quick, you know, professionally, and you know, keep with the fresh flavour and the fresh produce.
Fantastic. Tell us the difference between a Spanish style sandwich and a British one. The main difference.
I would say that, you know, the British culture, you know, use a lot of butter, and I love butter. I mean, Esther always tells me, "Oh, it's like cheese." I love butter. So yeah, I think in any British sandwich, should we say, they smack the butter on, and I think that kind of dilutes the flavour from the sandwich, and the sauces and whatnot.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
it
in
does.
Spain, you know, they generally rely on the flavour of the ingredients.
They don't use butter at all, do they?
They don't use. Well, at some places I would say they may use butter, but it's mainly olive oil and
Okay.
you know, the fresh tomato.
the
spread.
tomato that we make in Spain is traditionally used to put onto the bread
Ah.
rather than a butter.
So that's like tomato. It's got olive oil, you know, salt, pepper. So it's really refreshing. And generally they don't have sandwiches, so it's more kind of bocadillos. It's more baguettes. It's more
Okay.
barras. It's like sticks, rustic sticks.
Do you offer those as well?
No,
Just the sandwich?
we had to be that little bit different. When we first opened, we looked around at other places.
They were all doing baguettes with it.
It was mainly just baguettes, and
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything, well, around Merthyr, should we say, that were doing just concentrating on one thing,
The humble sandwich.
the humble
Yeah,
sandwich, and people love it. We love it.
It's a great sandwich. Everybody wants a sandwich, really. What's the easiest, go-to, most delicious? Is you can't beat a good sandwich.
You can't.
Would you like to highlight anything else before we wrap things up?
Oh.
No, well, the only thing again I want to just highlight is, you know, obviously the parking. We do have parking at Georgetown Boys and Girls Club. You know, I want to thank all of our customers that, you know, our
Yeah.
past, present, future, customers and our family members for, you know, supporting us, helping us, and looking after our children when, you know.
That's kind.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yes.
we are like really grateful to the people of Merthyr for just supporting us and coming in and buying our sandwiches, you know, and beyond Merthyr now even.
Yes.
You know, lady came in the other day, she'd come all the way from Monmouth.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that more often. The people, we've got one customer, she travels from 45 minutes almost every day for a filly.
Wow.
She's delightful.
That's
but like,
good.
yeah, we're just so grateful to people, and you know, we hope they know that we're learning and we're trying our best
please
all
bear
of the
with
time
us.
to improve.
You're obviously doing something right.
We're trying to do the best for everyone, we really are. So yeah, so it's mainly a thank you to everybody out there who's coming in to see us.
Kudos to you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for inviting us in also.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome. You're going to go from strength to strength, onwards and upwards.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And that's all we have time for. Thanks so much for joining us and telling us about the Spanish-inspired sandwiches and the story behind the shop. If you fancy trying something a little different for lunch, it might be worth paying them a visit. Until
Radio
next week.
Cardiff, coming to you wherever you are.